What is up, dudes, and welcome into another game day 15, or excuse me, same game day 16 game between Milwaukee and New York. Hello and welcome into the RNGIDP channel. Just getting started here tonight. Looking forward to a nice chat, hopefully a good game, and we will be closing out the game day 16 for the KL tonight with this game. Al Red Sox fan is here. Hello, Al Red Sox fan. Happy that you're here. I'm going to snag a drink of water 1 second. And game day 16 has come and gone pretty quickly for the KL. I believe we've gotten through, this will be the 7th game, and I think it's 9 nights. I know I've done them quicker before, but I've been hitting it pretty hard recently, and I'm looking forward to getting this one underway. Our Red Sox fan already saying, let's go Milwaukee. Milwaukee comes into this game tied for first on record with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh already lost, though, earlier in game day 16. So Milwaukee's a half game up. Will they be able to maintain that lead with a victory here in New York? Milwaukee with a loss would, on run differential, would fall back behind Pittsburgh into the number 2 spot. So they need a win. Milwaukee had a big win against Pittsburgh in their last game, 12-7. They've won 2 in a row. New York, they beat up on Philadelphia 6-1 in their last one. And New York sits in 10th place now. They're 6-8. They're not out of it by any means, so they've got to keep on putting some wins together. And we'll see if they can do that tonight with Francisco Liriano on the mound. Liriano is pitched in 20 1/3 innings. He's 1-1, 24 hits given up, 6 earned runs. He's got 24 strikeouts as well, and only 2 walks. That's a 2.66 ERA. So Liriano been pitching pretty well. And this is the Milwaukee lineup that will face him. Milwaukee, they score bunches of runs. They are the leading run scorer in the KL with 69 runs. Nice. Milwaukee will line up this way. Let me get to their page 1 moment. Milwaukee has Starling Marte leading off, the left fielder. He's hitting .333, 20 of 60 on the season, 4 doubles and 3 homers. He also has 5 stolen bases, which leads the team. Melvin Upton Jr., the center fielder, is in the 2 spot today. Melvin Upton Jr. is 8 for 21 at the dish with 4 doubles. No homers yet for him. Josh Donaldson moves into the 3rd spot. Donaldson's got his average up to 250 right now. He's got 7 extra base hits, 4 home runs out of those. Ryan Zimmerman is playing first base. Joey Votto is injured, and he will continue to be injured for another couple of games. So Zimmerman is on full-time duty. He's 7 for 22 in those opportunities with 4 home runs. Wilmer Flores is the 5 spot batter. The second is hitting .250 with a homer, 4 RBIs. Eduardo Escobar is the shortstop and batting 6th, .203, just a notch over 200. He's got 5 doubles, though. Tyler Collins is the right fielder, the lefty. Collins is hitting .286 with 1 homer and 9 driven in. James McCann is catching today for Garrett Cole. James McCann is 160 behind the plate. 2 doubles. He does have a triple and 1 homer. And as I mentioned, Garrett Cole is pitching. He is a weak-hitting right-handed pitcher, or batter, excuse me, using the number 2 card. So I think we're ready to roll. Our Red Sox fan is ready to roll. He says, play ball! And Liriano will face Starling Marte. I'm going back to this view here tonight, and I've secured my camera, so hopefully it doesn't move on it much, and it'll just stay right there where I want it. Hopefully you can get a better look at what's going on here in the action, and the zoomed in mode is a little bit better for you. We'll see. Let me know if you like it. If you don't, let me know that as well. I can always go back to the other way. Here we get a little closer look at what the cards are doing. So here we go, Liriano to face Marte in the 7th game of game day 16 in the KL. And this one will start with a walk to Starling Marte. Liriano issues a leadoff walk to Starling Marte, and that's not good news for New York because Marte is an A stealer. And while we're here, let's look at the catcher. That is A.J. Pierzynski. Pierzynski's been good with the bat this season, but he's got a +1 arm. So they are holding Marte. Marte is an A stealer, so that'll be a 1-15, plus the 1 is a 1-16, and they're holding him, so it's a 1-14. 1-14, so Starling Marte is getting a little antsy over there, and he stretches his lead. He looks back at the bag, but he takes off a 1-14, and he makes it. That's a 3, so that's a stolen base, and we're going to have to see if that was an error. Pierzynski makes the throw, and we'll see if his T rating is it's a 1-2. So 1-2, and it'll be an error. It is not. So he bounces one to second, and Marte is there with the stolen base. That was a nice play by Pedroia to dig it out of the dirt, keep it from being an error. And so Liriano now faces Upton Jr. with Marte playing some small ball. Behind him, it's a 2-8, and Upton strikes out and immediately grabs his forearm, and he looks into some pain. So let's check on Upton. The trainers come out, and we'll roll for his injury. It's a 4. A 4 is he's going to have to come out of the ball game. So Melvin Upton Jr. making a start today against the lefty Francisco Liriano in place of Adam Eaton. And after his first at-bat, he's coming out of the game. I hadn't even mentioned that it was brother against brother as Justin Upton plays for New York. Let me write down his injury here. 1 second. Okay, so Upton is out. We need a new center fielder. And it's going to have to be Adam Eaton. Wanted to give Adam Eaton a day off here because of the lefty-lefty matchup, but that's not going to happen. So the lefty Eaton will come in and play center. And Upton is off. So, okay, so there's one away. Marte is at second after walking and then stealing the base. And Josh Donaldson is the batter. It's a 4-10. A 4-10 is a ballpark single chance, which is not very good here in New York. He's going to have to roll a 1. It's not going to happen. He smashes it hard, but right at the shortstop, Simeon. And that'll be a line out for the second out here. So now 2 away, and Zimmerman has a chance to drive in that run. So Zimmerman has been hitting pretty well in the place of Joey Votto. And it's a 4-6. He gets caught looking on a pitch on the inside part of the plate. And that's a called third strike. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Liriano, and he's out of the top of the first with no damage done. Milwaukee leaves a man at second in Starling Marte, but can't get anything going. And we move to the bottom of the first. It'll be Garrett Cole on the mound for Milwaukee. And Cole has been pretty good so far this season. So far, he's pitched in 18 innings. He's got a 1-0 record. Only given up 17 hits in those 18 innings. 4 earned runs. 18 strikeouts and opposed to 1 walk. So that's a 2.0 ERA and a 1.0 whip. Pretty good for the big righty with the long hair. So this will be the lineup for New York to face him. Anthony Gose is the center fielder. He's a lefty. Gose is hitting .339 so far in the season. That's much surprise. Dustin Pedroia is the second baseman. The little Pedroia is in the 2 spot in the order. Pedroia is hitting .179 right now. We need a little bit of the Al Red Sox magic to get this card going, as Pedroia has been struggling. He hits in front of Jay Bruce, the lefty right fielder. Jay Bruce is not much better. 159. Actually, he's worse. But he does have 3 doubles and 3 home runs. Justin Upton just saw his brother get hurt, and now he will bat 4th. The left fielder, Upton, is hitting 200. He's got 5 extra base hits, though. A.J. Pierzynski is up to the 5 spot today. Pierzynski's been hitting it well. 7 for 15 in his limited duty. He's kind of taken over the starting job from Wellington Castillo, as he's been hitting the ball pretty well. He's got 3 doubles and a homer with 7 RBI. Marcus Semien is the shortstop. He's in the 6th hole. Semien's 246 with 4 doubles and a homer. Hernan Perez is the first baseman today for the injured Mitch Moreland. Perez is playing first. He is hitting, where is he? He's hitting 316 with 3 doubles and 7 RBI. The pitcher is hitting 8th. Francisco Liriano is a normal power-hitting left-handed batter. He's using the number 6 card. So he is in the 8th spot in front of Chris Taylor, the third baseman today. Taylor getting his 2nd start in a row while Moreland has been injured. Moreland comes back next game, so we'll see if Taylor goes back to the bench. If he doesn't start hitting, he probably will. He's 2 for 14 with a double. So that's how New York lines up. And we are about ready to start here. We got a couple more people in the chat. D. Scott Howard and Jerry Ball. Welcome in, fellas. Happy that you're here. We've got Garrett Cole ready to pitch to Anthony Gose. And this is a 3-3. And this one is dribbled out to the second baseman, Wilmer Flores. Flores is not going to have a problem with it, and he'll wing it over to first. And Pedroia is up to the plate. So Dustin Pedroia playing for the New York Metagross right now in the KL. This is a, oops, wrong die there, a 4-5. And a 4-5 is hit to the shortstop, Escobar. Escobar will charge it, and he'll make a strong throw to first. And there's 2 outs. Al Red Sox fan says he's not getting any good juju from me. He's now playing for New York. That's funny. It makes sense. Now Jay Bruce against Garrett Cole. This one's going to be a hit. How far? It's going to just get... The center fielder cuts it off. Who is that? The new center fielder, Eaton. He's pretty good out there. It looked like it was going to get to the wall, and Bruce would have a double. But Eaton cuts it off and keeps Bruce to a long single. And Bruce has a 2-out single, and it'll bring up Justin Upton. Jerry Ball can't believe that Petey is on New York. Help! Upton with a 3-4, and that one's going to get him out of the inning as he hits one easily over to Escobar at short. And that'll be the 3rd out as Upton charges down the line, but not in time to break up the play. And we are through the 1st. It's scoreless. Yeah, the randomizer did a few unthinkable things, and Dustin Pedroia being on a New York team is one of them. So Liriano will pitch here to Wilmer Flores. He's the second baseman for Milwaukee. Milwaukee is the leading team here in the KL so far through 15 games. They are 11-3. And this one is bounced to second. Pedroia on New York will charge it and make the play. And there's one away as he waves to the New York crowd and blows them kisses, sucking up all the New York air and the energy from the fans. Eduardo Escobar now the shortstop. It's a 3-12. He gets plunked by that one from Liriano. A fastball, yeah, right into the upper part of the body. And that one, he doesn't look good for Escobar. We got to roll our injury wheel again, and this one looks bad. He was hit, looks like, in the mouth area. And Escobar is going to come off, and that one is going to be a 6-game injury. So Escobar is off, and we got to find another shortstop now. So we got to go to our bench once again. First it was Upton Jr. getting hurt, and now it's Escobar. And I'm not sure what we're going to do for shortstop. I don't know if we have another carded one. Flores can play short. Do we have anybody else to play second? Well, that's the problem. We don't. So Flores is going to move to short. That seems to be the more important position. So he'll move to short. And we're going to have to play somebody out of position at second. And that man will be... We can either play Plouffe or Longoria at second. And I think I'm going to do Longoria. He's the better defender. So Longoria will take over for Escobar, and he'll play second base. He is not carded for it, so it's going to be a little dicey for him over there. So the righty, Evan Longoria, comes in to play second base. And we'll put a little box around it so I remember to look at the number 5 E rating, or X-Chance rating. So Francisco Liriano has already hurt 2 batters. And it's 1 out. Longoria's at first. And Tyler Collins now. That's a 2-7. That one is going to bounce to second base. Pedroia on New York, loving his life in New York. He's going to turn the double play 4-6-3. And the home crowd just eats it up and loves him as he runs off the field. He throws a baseball to a kid as he runs off out past the dugout. And that's going to be, in essence, a 1-2-3 inning for Liriano. He gave up a hit by a pitch, but erases him on the double play. And now, Garrett Cole comes back out, and he'll face Pierzynski, Simeon, and Perez. Maybe some retaliation here from Garrett Cole. Will we see any hit by pitches here? We'll see. This is a 5-7, and this is a second base X-Chance. So the second baseman, of course, it's going to be Longoria. The first play, and it's going to be against Longoria. But Longoria gets a glove on it. He's still using his third baseman glove, and he makes the play as he doesn't really look comfortable out there at second, but he gets the out. He knows how to throw it to first. And that'll be Marcus Semien now. Semien with a 4-5. And this one is hit to short. And Wilmer Flores in his new spot, he's able to make the play. So two guys that the two guys that had to swap positions here, and they both had to make defensive plays, and they do it. And that'll be Hernan Perez with 2 outs. Perez, it's a 4-7, and he loops one out to right field. That'll be a base hit. And there's a 2-out knock for Hernan Perez, who just hits, man. He comes in here and he just hits. That's what he does. He's an average defender, but he just hits the ball. Francisco Liriano now will bat for himself. He's a pretty good hitter for a pitcher. And this time he gets caught looking at a pitch on the inside part of the plate, and that will be a strikeout looking. The first one on the day for Garrett Cole, and that's the 3rd out here. So we move through 2 innings, and there's no score. The Milwaukee Breloom 0 and the New York Metagross 0 as well. We move to the top of the 3rd. It'll be the bottom 3rd of the order. James McCann, the pitcher, Garrett Cole, and then back to the top of Starling Marte. McCann, it's a 2-6. A 2-6. This one is hit to third. That'll be no trouble for Chris Taylor as he scoops it and in one motion throws it over to first. And he makes the play, adjusts his high cuffs as he runs back to his position. And now it'll be Garrett Cole with one out. This is a 4-8. And that one has a chance to be a single. Will it get past Taylor at third? It will not. Taylor makes a nice scoop, and he'll be able to get the pitcher at first easily with a strong throw. And now we move back to the top of the order. Starling Marte, he walked his first time, and then he stole second base off Pierzynski. Here he is for the second time, and he draws another walk. And with 2 outs, will he go again? It's a 1-14 if I recall. And now Adam Eaton with his first at-bat of the game after taking over for Melvin Upton Jr. So 2 outs. Marte stretches away from first. He takes a hard, long look, does Liriano to first. But he delivers, and Marte takes off, and it's a 5, so Marte swipes the bag again. Pierzynski throws it, but it's way behind the runner. And that's the second stolen base on the day for Marte. 2 walks, 2 stolen bases for Marte, doing his job on the top of the order. And now it's Adam Eaton, the lefty on lefty. Will he be able to drive home the run? It's a bouncer to the third baseman. That's Chris Taylor once again, and he's got to make a strong throw to get the speedy Eaton. But he does, and he beats him just by a step. Eaton can't get the job done. And the third inning, the top of the third, is over. And we remain scoreless. D. Scott Howard is talking about his soccer game he was rolling, and he has season tickets to the Seattle Reign now. Cool. Chris Taylor will lead off after making 3 assists in the last top of the half inning. So Taylor, Gose, and Pedroia to face Garrett Cole. Taylor, this is going to be a strikeout. His card is not that great offensively. He did not hit his stride with the Dodgers until last year. So his card in 2015, which is what this set is not so good. Anthony Gose is 0 for 1 on the day. Here he faces Cole again. And a 3-7, and he strikes out. So 3 in a row sat down via strikeout now for Garrett Cole, and he is starting to feel it a little bit. And Dustin Pedroia comes out to the great cheers of the fans. He takes a little extra longer to get into the box, just soaking it all in, the New York atmosphere. And Pedroia, who's 0 for 1 today, he gets the pitch. It's a 2-9, and he swings hard, but he pops it a mile high out to second base. That is Evan Longoria, who's going to make the play. And that's the third out. So Longoria, he's 0 for 2 now, but the crowd eats it up anyway as they cheer him off the field. And we move to the 4th inning. Milwaukee and New York scoreless here in a close game that I really thought it was going to be a blowout for Milwaukee, so happy that we got a close one here. Liriano comes back out, and he will face the 3-4-5 batters of Donaldson, Zimmerman, and Flores. This is a lefty against righty, so it's a 6-7, and Donaldson gets a pitch on the outside part of the plate. He doesn't like the call, but it's a called strike 3, and he is rung up for the 3rd strikeout on the day for Liriano. 1 away here. Ryan Zimmerman now. Zim is 0 for 1, and he got caught looking his first time up in the 1st inning. And here he is again. This one is a fly ball left field X chance. That is Justin Upton. Upton is a 3 range. A 310 is going to go to his E rating. So Upton has to get on his horse to make the play. He's an E3. We rolled a 9. And so Upton makes a diving catch. Not a difficult one. Maybe a 7 on the difficulty meter. But he makes it look easy as Upton takes a base hit away from Ryan Zimmerman. So 2 outs now, and Wilmer Flores comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Liriano moving right along here. Only trouble he's had really is with Starling Marte. As Wilmer Flores sees a pitch on the inside part of the plate, and he can't even pull the trigger, and that's a strikeout. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Liriano. And we are through the top of the 4th. Still scoreless here in New York. New York giving it a gallant effort here. A valiant effort against the league leaders, Milwaukee. Keeping it close. All they need is 1 run now. And it'll be Bruce, Upton, and Pierzynski. Bruce has singled his first time. It's a 2-8. 2-8. Oh, this is going to be a good hit. A 1-16, and it's a double. It gets out to the gap, and that will be a double. So Bruce, who was robbed of a double his first time up by the new center fielder Adam Eaton, this time he hits it just a little further, and that's out of his reach to get to the wall, and it will be a double. Justin Upton, he's 0 for 1. He's got a man on first. Upton sees the pitch, and he can't pull the trigger, and he strikes out. So Cole, all of a sudden, has found his strikeout pitch. And that's the first out here in the 4th. That's 4 strikeouts now. 4 out of the last 6 batters sat down via strikeout for Cole. And it's Pierzynski, the lefty. 6-10. And that ball is hit well out to right field, but Collins has a bead on it and will make the grab. There's 2 away. Not tagging up is Bruce. He stays at second. And Simeon, he's 0 for 1. It's a 6-3. A 6-3 is a ballpark single chance, but here in New York, as I mentioned, it's not easy. And we need a 1. That's a 9. So Simeon gives it a ride, but the shortstop, who is Wilmer Flores, makes a jumping catch to rob it before it goes out to the outfield. And that'll be the 3rd out here. We are scoreless through 4. And we move to the top of the 5th. Milwaukee looking to get those bats rolling. That's kind of what they do, is they score runs, and they just haven't here. So it's Liriano against Longoria. And SNFS Some Baseball 624 League 2011 says, "Hi, Craig." And I can't remember, is it Chris or... he gave us the short name for that, the shortened version. I think it was Chris, but I can't remember. So I apologize. Give me that again, and I'll get it this time. Liriano will face Longoria, the new second baseman, as Escobar was injured after getting hit by a pitch. So Milwaukee has scored 69 runs this season. They put up 12 against the league leaders Pittsburgh in their last game. But here they are, scoreless through 4 against the number 10 team in the league, New York. Wouldn't you know it? This is a 2-3 for Longoria. He hits this one to the shortstop. No problem for Simeon as he fires across the diamond. And there's 1 away. And it's Mike. Mike, I'm sorry. I'll get that one of these times. Welcome, Mike. Glad you're here. Who you going for, Mike? Milwaukee or New York? Tyler Collins now, he's 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play. Lefty on lefty here. And he hits this one high, but will it get into the stands? The third baseman, Donaldson, chases it, and he's going to have room. He makes the play. That's not Donaldson. That's Chris Taylor as he makes the play out there. I should have known. Chris Taylor with the high cuffs. So he makes the play. There's 2 outs. And the catcher, James McCann, with nobody on. It's a 4-5, and he gets caught frozen on a nice pitch on the inside part of the plate. And that's the 5th strikeout for Liriano. 3 outs here in the top of the 5th. So that usually means it's time for the other team to bat. And that's what they'll do. Liriano runs off. And Garrett Cole comes back on. So Cole will face Perez, Liriano, and then Taylor here in the bottom of the 5th. Perez is 1 for 1. He's singled. And this one looks good. That'll be that's a ballpark single chance. And it's not going to happen for Perez, as the shortstop, Flores, who has looked pretty good since moving over to short, makes the snag. Pitcher's hitting card number 6 for Liriano. He struck out looking his first time. It's a 6-10, and he gives it a ride out to right field, but Tyler Collins is going to have room. He's a few steps shy of the track. He hauls it in, and there's 2 outs. We've got a nice crowd here tonight watching the Milwaukee Breloom against the New York Metagross. Happy you guys are here and enjoying the series. I enjoyed watching Tabletop Plus. I watched Tenacious Earl finish his Phillies replay. That was pretty fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that too. It's a 5-5 for Chris Taylor. That's a shortstop X chance. And Flores is going to have to prove it again. This is a 5. Flores, this is the first time he's had a shortstop X chance. He's a 4-range shortstop, a 4-5. That's going to get under his glove, and Chris Taylor is aboard. 2-out single here against Garrett Cole. And now Anthony Gose will be at the plate again. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Let's take a look at the catcher, James McCann. He's a -2 arm, and Taylor is a B stealer, so that's a 1-8. So Taylor's not going anywhere. He's staying close to the bag. Gose sees the pitch. It's a 4-8, and he can't get the bat off his shoulders. He strikes out once again. That's the 2nd strikeout for Gose on the day, and that's K number 5 for Garrett Cole. And that'll wrap up the 5th inning here. Still scoreless. Milwaukee in New York. We move to the top of the 6th. This game moving right along here. We're about a half hour in. All of my jibber jabber at the beginning of this thing, and so we probably 30 minutes of baseball, and we're already in the 6th. Cole will lead it off, Marte, and then Eaton. 4-4, and that's a catcher X chance for Pierzynski. Pierzynski is, I don't believe he's a great defensive catcher. He's a 4. A 4-18 is going to be a pass ball and a foul out. Nobody on base. So Garrett Cole, he hits it, but he chops it right behind the plate. And Pierzynski's going to make the play for the first out here. So Marte, he's walked twice, stolen second base twice. We'll see what he can do here this time. This is a 6-5, and it's almost another walk, but Marte being too patient, and he's struck out for the first time today. That's the 2nd out here in the 6th. 6 strikeouts now for Liriano. Adam Eaton now, he's 0 for 1 in his 1 appearance. And left on left, that's good for Eaton. That's oh, look at that, all the black ink. And I feel like you guys can see that now because of this new camera angle. Look, 6, 7, 8 were single, single, single. 10 is a 1-14 single. 11, 12 single, single. Adam Eaton just swings through it, barely misses the bat. And that's a strikeout here. And wouldn't that be the odds today for Milwaukee? as nothing is going their way at the plate. 7 strikeouts now for Liriano. As we reach the middle of the 6th, Garrett Cole now makes his way back to the mound. Cole against Pedroia, the New York favorite. And Pedroia is 0 for 2 today. Will he endear himself to the home fans even further? This is a shortstop X chance. If I can get these out of the thing. So it's a shortstop X chance. The shortstop is Wilmer Flores. That's an 18. A 4 for Flores and an 18. And Flores goes deep into the hole. Pedroia is busting it up the line, giving his full effort for the hometown fans. But he's going to be thrown out at first by Flores. And he gets a nice round of applause as he ran as hard as he could up the line, and the New York fans really appreciate that. So he's the first out of the inning, and Jay Bruce is at the plate. He's halfway to the cycle. He's singled in the first. He doubled in the fourth, and we'll see what he can do here in the 6th against the righty Garrett Cole. Well, he gives it a ride out to left field, but that's where Starling Marte is, and he is able to catch it easily. Those long striding legs for Marte makes the play. Justin Upton now with 2 outs. Garrett Cole cruising here. It's a 1-5, and Upton walks. As soon as I say Cole was cruising, Upton draws a walk. And now it's A.J. Przinsky. His bat has been hot, but not here tonight. It's been quiet. 0 for 2. He does have Upton at first. It's a 2-5, and this one is bounced harmlessly to the second baseman, Longoria. Feeling a little more comfortable there now, and he's able to make the play at first. And there is the 3rd out here in the 6th. Guess what? We're still scoreless. We move to the top of the 7th. No runs for Milwaukee. No runs for New York. Liriano and Cole putting on a show here. Who will break first? Who will make an error? Donaldson, Zimmerman, and Flores will be the trio to face Liriano. It's a 6-7, and Donaldson gets caught looking. That's 3 strikeouts in a row now for Liriano. 8 on the day. And there's 1 away here in the top of the 7th. Zimmerman, he's 0 for 2. He's got a strikeout, and he flew out to left field. This one is a 5-2. Oh, Zimmerman gives this one a ride. Will it be up and out of here? He's got a 1-11 chance. This one is hit out to left field. The left fielder Upton is tracking it. He's at the wall. And it is over his head. It's out of here. A 1-out home run here in the top of the 7th. And Milwaukee goes up 1-0 off a long home run from Ryan Zimmerman. Out of here. Zimmerman taking his time around the bases. He got a hold of that one, and he's savoring it. Soaking it up for his fallen teammates, Melvin Upton Jr. and Eduardo Escobar, staring Liriano down. Jerry Ball telling the New York fans to take a hike. Liriano now, he stays out there, and he'll face Wilmer Flores. It's a 2-9, and Flores strikes out. That's 9 now for Liriano. So maybe, I thought maybe after the home run that the dam would have broken against Liriano, but he comes right back out and strikes out Flores for the 2nd out. And now it's Longoria. Longoria against the lefty. It's a 3-5, and this is going to be a hit. That's a single for Longoria, his first hit of the day. So Liriano laboring here in the 7th. He's got the lefty Tyler Collins trying to get out of this inning. Unfortunately, their bench is a little thin now because of the 2 injuries. So if I would have thought about pinch hitting here for the lefty Collins, but no can do. And it's going to be left on left, and Collins is going to hit it to first. Perez is there, and he'll scoop it and step on the bag, and that's the 3rd out. But we've got ourselves a score as Ryan Zimmerman sends one out of here, filling in for the injured Joey Votto, doing his best Votto impression, hitting a ball yard. And it's a 1-0 ball game as we've reached the stretch. And I'm going to take a sip of water while we stretch. So Garrett Cole, he'll face the 6, 7, and 8 batters of Simeon, Perez, and Liriano. That threesome is 1 for 6 on the day. The only hit from Perez, that was back in the 2nd inning. So Simeon here, he's 0 for 2. He's got a 4-3. That's a fly ball right field X chance. Tyler Collins is the man there. And we just saw him at the plate, but he is a 3-ranged right fielder. A 311 is going to his E rating. That's a 5. His E16 and a 5. So that one could be trouble. It is, as Collins makes a dive, and it kicks off his glove and runs. So Simeon is going to make it all the way to second on an error from the right fielder, Tyler Collins. A 2-base error. And just like that, New York has a man at second against Garrett Cole. That's the first runner to reach second since the leadoff man in the 4th, and that was Jay Bruce. He never got past second. And so now Perez, who singled here in the 2nd inning, he'll have a chance to maybe advance Simeon. It's a 5-8, and a 5-8 is a strikeout. Perez gets a high fastball, looked to get it out into the outfield, but he's strikes out. That is the 6th strikeout for Garrett Cole now. Al Red Sox fan gave us the rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game Tonight. Thank you, Al Red Sox fan. And we've got the pitcher at the plate. Liriano has pitched well, but it's a 1-run game here in the bottom of the 7th. Even though I don't really want to have to go get him, we're going to have to bring out our best pinch hitter. And that is Steven Piscotty. So Piscotty will pinch hit here in the 8th spot, looking to drive that run home. So Garrett Cole, he takes a stroll around the mound, wipes his brow, and he's back ready to go. Piscotty is taking his warm-up swings, and this is a 4-10, and that's a catcher X. The catcher is McCann. McCann is a 2-range catcher, so a 2-7 is a pop-out. So Piscotty gets underneath it, and that's not going to do it. It's a pop-out right in front of the plate, and there's 2 away. And so Chris Taylor now, he singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Runner on second, that's Simeon. He reached via an error from Collins. So Chris Taylor now looking to drive that run home. It's a 3-7, and that's a fly ball out to left. That's not going to do it. Marte is tracking it. He'll catch it, and that is the 3rd out. So New York goes down quietly after that error to get a man at second. And we've reached the 8th. Milwaukee with a 1-0 lead here. And they have also chased Liriano, so we've got a call to the bullpen, and New York is going to have to replace Liriano to face the the 8, 9, and 1 batters of McCann, Cole, and Marte. So it'll likely be a righty, and it will. Now, will it be here in the 8th? Yeah, they're going to have to go get Pedro Strop. So Strop will come on here in the 8th inning for Liriano. The righty, Strop. And let's take a look at Liriano's numbers real quick. He went 7 innings. He gave up 2 hits, did Liriano. Both of them came there in the 7th. The homer and then a single. Before that, he hadn't given up a hit yet. I hadn't noticed that. Did you guys at home? Oh, man. Maybe I wouldn't have taken him out. But one of these days, I'm going to pitch a no-hitter with one of these guys, and I'm not going to even notice it until the very end. And likely you guys won't say anything because you don't want to jinx it, but that's just going to happen. I already know it. 9 strikeouts for Liriano, so he was dealing. He walked 2, and that was both to Marte. And now Strop takes over. So Strop to face McCann, the pitcher, maybe, and Marte. So this is a 5-5, and McCann will just sit there and watch that pitch go by, and it's a strikeout. And Strop has the first man as he faces. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. All right, number 2 card for Garrett Cole. He is going to be able to hit here. It's a 6-11 with nobody on base. And Garrett Cole sees a pitch, the same spot, and he strikes out. So 2 quickly away, and Pedro Strop is doing his job. And now it's Starling Marte. Marte, it's another pitcher card. That's a bouncer to third. And Taylor will make the play easily as he makes a strong throw to first. And we are through the top of the 8th. A 1-2-3 inning for Strop. And we move to the bottom of the 8th. The outs are getting fewer for New York to do anything here. And it'll be Anthony Gose for his 4th time through the lineup against Garrett Cole to lead off here. So Gose struck out twice against Cole. He's also bounced out to the second baseman. And this one has a chance to be a hit, a 1-9, and it is. And so Gose finally gets on board. The leadoff man is aboard with the single, Anthony Gose. And now it's Dustin Pedroia. He could be a hero here for New York. Or he could just advance the runner. Gose is an A stealer. And I believe we've looked at McCann before, but let's double check. Yeah, he's a -2 arm. So Gose is being held. That'll bring him down to a 1-11. So a 1-11 for Gose to steal. Would he do it here against Garrett Cole with Pedroia up? Pedroia is not a great hit and runner. He's a C hit and runner. That would be a B, though, because they're holding Gose. So they're going to hit and run with Pedroia. So it'll be a B hit and run here. Cole with the pitch. Gose takes off with it. A B3 is a ground out to the first baseman, Zimmerman. But Gose is going to make it to second. So Pedroia does his job. He hits behind the runner. And that will be the first out. And Gose advances to second. So Pedroia, the home crowd, New York, they really understand their baseball. They get it. And so they give Pedroia a big, giant hand as he comes off the field, advancing that runner here in the bottom of the 8th. You can just hear the crowd, can't you? I'm gonna pause for a second so you can hear the home crowd of New York cheering on Pedroia. Could you hear it? Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? Jay Bruce now with a runner in scoring position. He's 2 for 3 today against Cole. It's a 4-8, and not this time. He strikes out. He sees the pitch. He didn't like it. Thought it was going to be a ball, but it broke at the last second. Some late break for Cole still here in the 8th. And that's a strikeout. 2 outs now. And it'll be up to Justin Upton. Mike, are you a newspaper guy? Is that what I'm seeing in the chat? That's cool. Garrett Cole now will pitch to Upton here in the bottom of the 8th. Upton with a man on second, looking to be scored. And not going to happen as he sees a pitch. He can't swing either. And then he strikes out. Locked him up on a nice breaking ball. And Upton is frozen at the plate. And Ghost is frozen at second base. And it's a 1-0 ball game as we move to the top of the 9th. Mike McAllister joins us just in time as we've got Pedro Strop coming back out for his second inning of work. He'll face Adam Eaton, Josh Donaldson, and Ryan Zimmerman. It's a 1-0 ball game here. 1-0 Milwaukee against New York. Milwaukee needs this win to stay in first place in the KL. And I keep shifting this. Is it better now? You can see the score. All right, Milwaukee with Adam Eaton up. This is his 3rd at bat. He's 0 for 2 on the day, and that'll be 0 for 3 as he hits this one to short. Simeon fires it across the diamond, and there's one away. Mike McAllister is already calling extra innings. He can feel it, huh? Well, Donaldson is 0 for 3 on the day. And this is a 2-5, and he's going to be 1 for 4 as he loops a single out to center field. Josh Donaldson is aboard. Ryan Zimmerman now. Zimmerman hit the big home run that gave Milwaukee a 1-0 lead. Strop will face Zimmerman here. It's a 2-8. This is lifted out to center field. It's about medium depth. Anthony Ghost is going to have a play, and he'll make the catch. Donaldson has to scurry back to first. And there's 2 away with Wilmer Flores, the shortstop, at the plate. He's 0 for 3. And Flores, that's a 1. That's a good range for him. That's a single to center field. We'll see if Donaldson can take the extra base. Donaldson heads to second. And let's see. He's a 1-13 runner. They were not holding him, so it's a 1-14. The center fielder is Ghost. Ghost is a -2 arm, so it's a 1-12. So Donaldson is going to pull up at second. Just trying to stay in scoring position here with 2 outs. And now Evan Longoria is the man at the plate. And will they go get Strop? Now they're going to let him try and get out of it. You got runners at first and second. Strop struggling here, but he's got 2 outs. And it's Longoria at the plate. Longoria sees the pitch. It's a 3, which is good. That's a ballpark single chance, which is bad. Here in New York, that's a 1. The shortstop, Simeon, he robs him. And that's a 20. So Simeon climbs the ladder and robs Longoria of a base hit, which would have scored 1 run. So 1 run is going to have to do it for Milwaukee as they move to the bottom of the 9th. They would have liked an insurance run, but they don't get it. It's 1-0, and New York down to their last 3 outs. It'll be Przinski, Simeon, and Perez, and they will face Garrett Cole, who's been pretty well hit. He's been pitching pretty well here. Przinski, let's take a look at the bench here for New York. They've got Dan Ugla, Howie Kendrick, Matt Kemp, and Wellington Castillo. So Przinsky, who's 0 for 3 today, he's going to hit. It's a 3-5, and Przinsky leads off with a single. So a single for Przinsky, and will they pinch run for him? I think they will. Howie Kendrick is going to pinch run for A.J. Przinsky. Playing a little smart baseball here, I guess. Pinch running for Przinsky. And he's a 1-13 runner as Kendrick. He's not a great stealer, but at least he's a little bit more speedy on the base paths. And now it'll be Semien. Semien is a D bunter. He's also a D hitting runner. They're going to have to hold Kendrick. But they're giving Semien the swing away sign. It's a 3-4, and he draws a walk. Oh no, Garrett Cole, what are you doing? They want to give Cole the chance to finish this game, but that right there may have him go into the closer. It's 2 on, nobody out here. The closer for Milwaukee is Jonathan Papelbon. And will Jonathan Papelbon come on here to close it out against New York? Yeah, I think they're going to have to go get Cole now. So they will get Cole. He doesn't get the chance to close it out. And they're going to go get the big righty, Jonathan Papelbon. Cole, he goes 8 innings plus. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Struck out 8. And he walked 2 batters is all. So here we are. We've got a tense situation here. Mike McAllister, he thinks his extra inning prediction is going to be correct. You've got Hernan Perez to face the closer, Jonathan Papelbon. Here in the bottom of the 9th, runners on first and second. Kendrick on second, Semien's on first. Both pretty good runners. It's a 4-8, and that's a strikeout, a big-time strikeout for Papelbon. That is the first out of the inning, and now they're going to have to get a pinch hitter. It's going to be Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp is pinch hitting here for the pitcher, Pedro Strop. So Kemp is a dangerous hitter in that 2 column. He's got a couple of home run chances, a couple of ballpark home run chances as well. Runners at first and second, Kendrick and Semien. And it's a 1-7, and Kemp strikes out. So 2 outs now, 2 big-time strikeouts for Papelbon. And it'll be Chris Taylor. Will they let Chris Taylor here? No, they're going to pinch hit, and it's going to be Wellington Castillo, the catcher. They're bringing out the entire bench here, basically. They got to bring these runs home. It's Wellington Castillo to face Papelbon. The last chance for New York. Ducks on the pond. Kendrick and Semien. And Castillo sees the pitch from Papelbon. It's a 2. That's a good column for him. A 2-8. Oh, no. Look at that. Oh, no. Can you see that right next to a ballpark home run? A 2-8 is a hit right back to Papelbon. He makes the play and he throws it to first. but Castillo was so close. Oh, look! I'm going to show you that up close after I write that down. The game is over on a grounder to Papelbon, and he throws it to first. Garrett Cole is the most excited player as he runs out of the dugout to give Papelbon a big hug. But I want you to see this. And I'm not sure if you can. We rolled a 2-8 right there. No. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a 2-8. The ground ball, pitcher A. A 6, it had been a home run. A 7, not great odds. But a 9, and it would have been a ballpark home run chance. Oh, man. So Jonathan Papelbon comes out of the bullpen and gets it done. And Papelbon gets his 8th save, which leads the entire KL by 2 saves now. Papelbon with the big giant stones here in the bottom of the 9th. And that's going to do it here. This was a good game, a fun, close game. Milwaukee gets the shutout, proving that they can win in multiple ways. And if they, in fact, do make it to that championship series at the end of our league, well, that'll prove to everybody that they can win the whole thing. So, this has been fun. D. Scott Howard, thank you for the kind words. Mike McAllister wants to play too. If I had more time, I might. And actually, it's only 10:30 my time, so maybe. Probably not. The MVP goes to the Milwaukee pitching. Yeah, Garrett Cole, if you look at his line, he gave up no runs. He went eight innings, 6 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Papelbon, he went the full inning, didn't give up any hits, no runs. He struck out a pair and didn't walk anybody. The win to Garrett Cole, the save to Papelbon. Liriano, though, in the loss, he went 7 innings. He only gave up 2 hits. One of those was a home run to Zimmerman. Really, that was pretty much all for Liriano. He struck out 9 and only walked 2. Strop went the other 2 innings, and he did his job pretty well. He only gave up 2 hits, no runs. He struck out 2, and he didn't walk anybody. The tough luck loss goes to Liriano. That's a rough way to get a loss, but that's kind of the way it's been, actually. So, Liriano, it runs his record to... What is Liriano's record right now? He's 1-2, but his ERA is under 2.50, so not bad. I'm going to keep saying thank you here before people leave. Make sure before you leave, if you like it, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. And let's see here. Out Red Sox fan, Mike from SNFS SOM 624 Baseball League 2011. Thank you. Jerry Ball, you are always here and always great. D. Scott Howard, thank you. Mike McAllister. Anybody I missed tonight? I'm sorry if I did. You guys are awesome. Mike McAllister says, what is the standings? Well, as they sit now, Milwaukee has jumped over the top of Pittsburgh. Well, they did because Pittsburgh lost in game day 16. So Milwaukee leads the league at 12-3, and I will update the standings tonight. And so I don't know them exactly because things could change here. New York drops to 6-9, and I can't remember what Miami did earlier in the game yesterday. Well, anyway, Milwaukee leads the KL after. This is game day 16. This is the 7th game, so this is the end of game day 16 for the KL. So the things are final here for them. Tomorrow, or the next broadcast, it will be moving over to the AL, and we'll have the Boston Soul Rocks. Yeah, the Boston team, which is a big hitter here, with Lester on the mound versus Toronto, and Gio Gonzalez on the mound. 2 lefties. Boston against Toronto. Boston is second in the league in AL. They're only 1 game behind Texas. Meanwhile, Toronto is 4th. So that should be a good matchup right out of the gate for the AL. And we'll see if we can't get that one in tomorrow night. But I thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. And Mike wants me to play another one. We'll see. I don't think so, but maybe. I'll keep the door open. Once I get these stats in, we'll see how I feel. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for all that you do. Follow me on Twitter if you get a chance, and leave a thumbs up if you like it. But until next time, have a good night, and we'll see you next time.